turn our attention to horse racing. Stephen Brazel, the former editor of the Telegraph, joins us, former racing editor of the Telegraph, now the PR man of the Sydney Swans, so we must mention the great parade by the red and whites yesterday at Optus, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I mean, we're on a roll at the moment. If we can just keep it going, well, it's just fantastic from a Sydney point of view. We're back in Sydney next week, and to win the way we did yesterday and beat the team that were being touted as the #1 team in the competition, well, where do we go from here?
And you took Keith Hillier out to enjoy the win as well.
Yeah, matter of fact, Keith came out and had a look and cheered himself hoarse, and he just loved to see the big boy kicking a few goals, seeing Plugger kick 10. As I say, it was just a sensational day down there, and you know, the Swans really are on a high at the moment. If we can just keep it going, that's the main thing.
Well, joining us from Brisbane is Wayne Wilson. Wayne, as we turn our attention to horse racing, Monday, of course, was the Brisbane Cup and the Castlemaine Day, and another fine day of racing at Eagle Farm.
Wasn't it a great day, David? The win by Anthem's one of the most spectacular we've seen in Brisbane for quite some time, and he'll go down as one of the all-time great Castlemaine winners, and I'm sure he's going to prove that he's one of the greats of the Australian turf during the spring. His style of racing is a little bit worrying because he gets so far back in his races and he needs a little bit of luck when he goes forward. But he came from an impossible position at the 200-metre point. I didn't think there was any chance of him winning the Castlemaine at that stage, but he jumped up out of the ground and beat a quality filly. I thought her run was very good too. Tambor in finishing second, and Dupain now looms as a real chance in the Caulfield Cup and the Melbourne Cup. He completely demoralised the opposition in the Brisbane Cup, winning by 6 lengths.
And yesterday, of course, we had the Diamond Stud, and a race trainer, Ronnie Quinton, started to make his mark with this one.
Well, he's only had 2 runners in it. He's won both of them, Mamselle Padrille last year and yesterday with Amber. There's Amber slipping to the lead as they straighten up. He goes to a clear lead. Dittman now on Amber, got away from Quizas. Futile's run was very good because she covered a heap of extra ground, but this was a record-breaking performance by Dittman on Amber because he equalled George Moore's Black Stakes or Black Type record when he was successful on Amber in this race yesterday. She's a quality filly. That was the first time I had the opportunity to have a look at her. She's nothing flash to look at, but boy, there's plenty of ability there, and she looks as though she's got a real future ahead of her. She's been a quality filly up to this stage of her career, but I'm sure she's going to take even greater bounds in the spring.
Yeah, I think with Amber, she showed herself in Sydney that she was certainly above average, and she's continuing to go on from there. You know, you'd love to have one at home in the stable like her. She's just as honest as the day is long. That's
exactly right, Stephen. She may have been advantaged a little bit by the going yesterday because she's so adept on rain-affected going, but there was a lot of quality about the performance, the way she accelerated as they straightened up. I thought the performance was very good by Amber.
Well, the big fellow, Bruce McLaughlin from Thornhill Park, would have had a big smile on his face yesterday at Doom, earlier in the day, training the winner of the Rockhampton Cup, and then the son of St Jude exploding with RS Dye on his back to take out the Breeders' Classic, and so the big boy would have had a big smile, Wayne.
Well, he was doing a lot of cheering, as were the connections of Regal Centre. There were 475,000 reasons why they were cheering, but I think he's a quality young horse, this fellow Regal Centre. Look at that acceleration there. On the heavy track, he just burst away from them. He proved his class with his third in the sires behind Anthems, and he really outclassed the opposition here. The run of the filly Jezebel, she's moving up to be second now. Her effort was good because she gave Regal Centre quite a start, and she made up good ground in the run to the line, but he looks as though he's well above average, Regal Centre. Dye got off him and said, you should take this horse to Melbourne during the spring. He's capable of winning a good race. Bruce has always had that thought in the back of his mind, and it was nice just to get it confirmed by the champion jockey yesterday.
Yeah, certainly, and you have a look there that you made mention of the Sires Produce and Anthems winning the Sires Produce as he did, and Regal Centre coming out and being so impressive yesterday. So how good is Anthems?
Well, Anthems is an outstanding horse, there's no doubt about that, and he proved that in the sires and the Castlemaine up here, Stephen. But Regal Centre's not bad in his own right, because bear in mind he is a late foal. He wasn't foaled until November, so he's still got a fair bit of maturing to do, and yet he's mixing it with the best that we can produce at the moment, as indicated by his placing in the sires and his demoralising victory yesterday in the QBBS Doomben Breeders' Classic.
Stephen, yesterday at Rose Hill, a wonderful day for Kevin Moses, and on Avarice enjoyed the real run of the race.
Yeah, beautiful ride on Avarice. You know, he's a top jockey, Kevin Moses. He's proven it time and time again, and yesterday 4 winners, and his ride on Avarice here was, you couldn't have wished for a better ride. You have a look just there behind the leaders there with the red cap. He just goes back inside and goes in front of Fair Diana, and then she just sprints away, Avarice. She's got too much acceleration. Fair Diana wasn't a bad run all the same. I think she's probably looking for a little bit more ground now. You see her going back to the fence and trailing Avarice through. She hits the line quite strongly, but the winner just too good for him.
Yes, talking about Fair Diana, not a day for favourites yesterday at Rose Hill. In fact, it took to the very last race for a favourite to get up.
Yeah, well, the favourite got up in the last race, but certainly I thought the run of the day came in. This from Praise Indeed. If you have a look at this horse, he was back right at the tail of the field at the 1,000 metres. You see him there with the black cap and the pale blue colours with the nose roll, and he just comes outside the horse of Denham's there, Praise Indeed. If you watch him from here to the line, Dancing Sun's up front. He's got the race one where he just draws to the lead, and here's Praise Indeed. He's probably still running third or fourth last there, and the work he puts in over the last bit is just sensational. I think from a future viewpoint, you've just got to look for him over a bit more ground. He was coming back in distance in this race from 2,000 metres to the 1,500. He's now looking for a mile. Look for him to be in a mile race at Randwick and he'll just get the money. It was a fantastic run, I thought. Yeah,
the Nuggety Stallion from the Hunter Valley, Dancing Sun bobbing up there, and of course Harry Troy making the trip down. Just one engagement yesterday at Rose Hill, but it was certainly worthwhile.
Yeah, he did it a couple of weeks ago too. Certainly when Harry comes down to ride one, you should be on it. He's a very, very good country rider, and I certainly don't mind putting mine on him.
Okay, well, just getting back to yesterday with the Swans, the big smile is there, but can they go on with it, I suppose?
Yeah, I certainly think so. I suppose they surprised everybody yesterday, the win against North Melbourne, but fantastic coaching performance by Rodney Eade, fantastic performance by all the boys, and when you look at it, North Melbourne, as I say, they were touted as favourites to win the competition. We've beaten them by best part of 14 goals, and you know, to have a look at that, where do we go from here? It's quite an exciting time, and it really will be interesting to see how we go next Sunday against Footscray and how many people we can get out there.
Well, obviously, Steve's on a winning roll there, Wayne, but onto the racing thing, have we got any winners there that we may look for in the future from you?
Yes, I was very interested to see Praise Indeed yesterday. They're toying with the idea of bringing him to Brisbane for the Tattersalls Cup, so watch him here. But Amber's win was so, there was so much authority about her performance yesterday. I'd suggest that you follow her, particularly during the spring when she takes on the classic races. And Jezebel, the way she went to the post yesterday, she is a quality filly, and she's capable of bringing up #1 in the near future, David.
And Steve, you've got a few there for us to follow as well.
Yeah, Regime was trapped off the track all the way. First up from a spell, I thought it was a very, very good run. Stick with him. Century Boy, he's going to be better over a bit more ground. He showed speed, raced up with the leaders and then just wilted about the last 50 metres, and certainly Praise Indeed. He's the horse to follow from the race meeting at Rose Hill yesterday.
Well, to Steve Brazel, Wayne Wilson, thanks for joining us again on the program. Look forward to your thoughts again next week, Wayne.
OK, thank you very much, David.
And Steve, keep those Sydney Swans firing.
Certainly be trying.
OK, we'll be looking at that match in greater detail in the Sunday football panels a little later on this morning here on 7. But this morning, when we talk about winners, we have a chance to give a great prize away to you. The official timekeeper of the Olympic Games, as we told you, in Atlanta is Swatch, and now they've just released a terrific collection of watches as a tribute to our Olympic legends. There are 10 watches in this wonderful